Welcome into the Catcast, and this is your host, as always, Cat Kennison, to bring you another fantastic Catcast entertainment show. I'm repeating myself. Sorry about that. We've got another funny hat on today. It's kind of a jester hat, or I don't know. It's got some balls on it, and it's part over here. And anyways, welcome into the show. We've got Kitty hanging out here, and I've got some topics lined up, and excited to do this. We are here right before Halloween. The new hats have not come yet, so maybe tomorrow, but they should be here today, it says. They're just not here yet, so we're going with this one. It's cool. It's different. It's not a character. I wish it was a character, but, it's something. Anyways, we've got some great topics today. We're going to talk about not being mean. Don't be mean. It is unnecessary to be mean to people. We're going to talk about Jamie Lee Curtis, the actress. Apparently, she said something when Charlie Kirk died. Something like, a sad thing that he died or whatever. And she has been attacked now for saying that, and she's had to go back and say that she was misquoted or misstated or some stupid thing, and that she was talking about his faith in God, not that she was sorry that he died. Wow. Your side is mean. Yeah. To make Jamie Lee Curtis have to come back and apologizing for saying she's sorry that somebody died. You guys are upset about that and said, no, she needs to change what she said. Because that's the only reason she would do that. If she got a lot of hate. It's amazing what your side does to people. It's pretty cruel, actually. They will bully somebody into doing what they want. Very big topic. Bullying. The Democratic Party bullies the heck out of you. Yep. If they don't like what you do, they will bully you to make you change. Kind of sick. Really is sick. When we're supposed to be destroying being a bully. All right. Turning Point U.S.A. Is now off the hook. It is on fire, So what that assassin wanted is the exact opposite of what they were hoping. They wanted to destroy his movement, and they did the exact opposite. They have made Turning Point USA a leader now. I mean, this person, I'm sorry, whoever did it, the guy they got in custody, or if it's somebody else, they really effed up. Yeah, that's all I want to say. And then we'll wrap it up with the A.C.A. Obamacare thing, that why they're not opening up the government yet. And it's really interesting because what they really want with the Affordable Care Act is they want to continue the subsidies that were added during COVID, okay? They want to make those go even longer so that 87% of the cost is in the premiums, okay? There's some kind of thing messed up here that they have to be in with somebody about this. The Democrats, somebody has to want something. This has to be a money grab for some reason. And I would love to know who wants it and who's basically forcing these Democrats to do this. Because to me, this looks like a huge money grab. And I'm like, somebody's got to be behind this. It can't just be the Democrats. So I think there's something back here. We got to really, this is being the longest shutdown now. It's going to be the longest in history here in a few more days. And it's going to really start to affect the country negatively. And like I said, we're not going to blink. If you're playing chicken with us Democrats, we're going to wreck our car into your car, because we are not going to swerve, okay? So I don't know what they're I'm really thinking there's something behind this, because for them to be holding out this long, I think there's something behind it now. Because I was pretty sure after they had their little protest and stuff that this would be done this week. So now I'm beginning to wonder. It'd be nice if Kitty hangs out here the whole time with us, wouldn't it? All right, so let's go back to our first topic today about not being mean. And it's going to connect into the Jamie Lee Curtis topic as well. So that's how we're going to start off with it. These are always difficult for me to start into this kind of thing, because it's a tricky and delicate thing you want to explain, but you don't want to make say the wrong thing to get somebody upset. But we had an incident on the CB channel where somebody was keying a lot and not letting other people key. Like, you can hold the key, and that's where you can talk for 90 seconds, and then it will dekey you. But you can just rekey again real quick and prevent somebody from grabbing the key. Now, we don't really like people to double key, because you want to get other people involved. And you don't even really need to use the entire 90 seconds when you're doing a key, because that's a very long time. It's a minute and a half. So, if you ever need to go over that, then it's usually you're telling a story, or you're just trying to hog the mic, is another way to say it. Anyways, it grew to cause an issue because nobody else could talk, and this person got pretty upset then, and they thought that any admin can turn on their red letters and take control anytime they want, when really it's only the channel creator or the channel owner that has that ability. And if they're not in the room, then the other admins cannot do that. They only can do a 24 or a permanent ban. They can't key up over somebody. And I was doing my podcast at the time that this situation occurred, and then I turn all my stuff down because I don't want it beeping or anything. And generally I'm putting up the podcast. I put up the audio version, then I put up the video, and then I watch it to make sure everything goes up okay. And then I get back on my app to hang out. And so I get on there, and I see all my text messages about this whole blow-up taking place. And I just go in, and I'm instantly trying to calm the situation down and try to find out what happened and defuse the situation. And I go in, and I stay very calm, and I try to keep my pace kind of slow, not real fast, and I don't let my tone. My tone is very important. Also, to bring people down, because people get their blood pressure going, they get their heart racing, and then they're not even listening to you when you're trying to have a conversation with them, and they will totally misunderstand you when you make statements and think that you were talking about them when you were actually just saying other instances of a situation, and you weren't saying it about them. But they're so pumped up and juiced up about being upset that they didn't really listen. And then I have to take time and again try to calm them down and explain to them, I wasn't talking about you, I'm talking about some other people. I'm just doing some generic instances because I don't want to, I want you to understand where I'm coming from without it looking like I'm attacking you personally. And I keep saying, calm, please. I should say, enhance your calm, because that's what they said in Demolition Man, movie with Sylvester Stallone and I think Wesley Snipes. Enhance your calm, because whenever you tell somebody to calm down, I am calm, perfect calm, it actually makes them more upset if you tell them to calm down, because they already feel they're calm. And so when you tell them to calm down, it actually jacks them up more. So I really need to work on enhance your calm. And they'll be like, enhance my calm? I'm like, yeah, you're already calm. I just want you to enhance it more. That way they can't say, I'm already calm. And I know you're calm. I want you to be calmer. Enhance the calmness. Enhance it. That might be a better technique I could use. Maybe. Anyways, the situation was volatile, and I did my best to calm it down and try to rectify the reason everyone was upset. And it worked for a little while, but you know how emotions are. People still are upset about things, and maybe I don't know. It was fine until I went to sleep, and then maybe it wasn't great today. I don't even know, because I wasn't around for it. But nobody was trying to be mean. But the person was kind of mean in return, because they made accusations that are people are getting tired of hearing. I don't even want to say what it was, but they make accusations about why they feel they were singled out, and it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with them keeping on the key and not sharing the channel with everybody that's on there. The whole point of being on the CB is so everyone can communicate. Now, there are lots of people that do like to just sit and sandbag, sit on the side and listen, but there's also a lot of people that want to talk and, just at least be able to get the key. And that's why you have the rule about not double keying, because that's makes it hard for someone to get in. And one of my friends is real good about saying, let's take some time, pause, and make sure somebody that hasn't keyed in a while can get in, kind of thing, which is great as well. The great thing about when it is hard to get the key, when it's a lot of people involved, is it means it's entertaining, because everybody's got stuff to say. And then there are times when nobody's keying and it's totally quiet, and then people are upset too. So it's like they get upset if they can't get the key, and they get upset if nobody's keying as well, because either they can't get in to talk, or there's nobody talking for them to listen to. And so the better, in my opinion, is to have it where you can't get the key, because nothing anybody has to say is super important. We're just BSing. So if you don't get the key, it's not like it's the end of the world, And I always tell people, keep a piece of paper and a pen and write down what you want to say, because sometimes you'll forget because you're listening to other people keying up, and they'll distract you from what you wanted to say. But sometimes the conversation moves on, and what you have to say is not even relevant anymore because it's moved on. But it doesn't matter, because you're just killing time BSing with people, just having fun talking. But you don't need to be mean. And that's what I keep coming back to. And that's what this whole thing was about, is not being mean. On our channel, we don't really have many rules except you respect the people on the channel, meaning you don't attack them. And I did hear that somebody attacked somebody. You can josh around with people, but if they tell you that they didn't think it was funny or they don't like that joke, then you don't do it anymore. But you don't attack people. We don't swear on the channel because, again, that some people have an issue with that. But it's pretty free about what you want to talk about, as long as you're not hurting anybody or being too graphic, or obscene kind of stuff. We don't do that. But let's move on. Just remember, being mean is not keen. Being sweet is... I don't know how to make it rhyme. Being mean is not keen. Being nice is twice as... I got nothing. I'm just going to stop there. Jamie Lee Curtis. Great actress. I have liked her in many movies. Trading Spaces was a good one. Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy. I also liked her in the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, True Lies. She was good in that one. And she's been in lots of other movies. Halloween, whatever. Great actress. Always been a very pretty lady, very good actress. And she said, I guess when Charlie Kirk died, that, I don't have the exact quote, I'm just going to speak it. Basically, she said something about she was sorry for him or whatever, that he died. I can't say exactly how she said it because I don't have the quote. But she was shamed, I believe, into now coming out and saying that she was talking about his faith, his strong faith, and not about him dying, which to me is very unusual. Why do you have to apologize and for saying you're sorry that somebody died? This person is not Adolf Hitler. They're not Vladimir Putin. This person did not kill anybody. He had a wife. He had children. And he was assassinated for his political views, which are not hate speech, okay? It's just not. You guys need to wake up and realize that people not agreeing with you on certain lifestyles is not hate stuff, okay? It's not. We just don't agree with it, okay? But we're not going to come out and shoot you or anything like what you did to him, okay? We're not going to do that because that is wrong. Killing is wrong. When a person that doesn't like an abortion clinic tries to blow up an abortion clinic, I will shout them down to the nth degree because your ends do not justify the means, okay? I'm sorry. You don't blow up an abortion clinic if you are pro-life, okay? You don't do that kind of stupid stuff, all right? And this person that assassinated Charlie Kirk, and all she does, Jamie Lee Curtis, is just show some compassion to a family that's lost a loved one. And you guys have to shame her into apologizing and saying she was misquoted. It's downright disgusting. I don't know how you guys live with yourselves at night. It is really sickening to do what you did to her. And people need to start standing up to these people and telling them to take a long walk off a short pier because we don't want to hear their garbage anymore. they are going to destroy themselves. Now, Jamie Lee Curtis, her career is over anyways. I mean, she's up there in age, and, people now that she's done this, nobody's going to like her. Like, her side hated her for what she did. Now we hate her for coming and changing her statement. So now she's hated by everybody. She won't get any more jobs. She's done. It's sad. There's a fly flying around in here. It's driving me nuts. Turning Point USA. These things are getting enormous, people. The events are always completely filled. His wife has taken over this thing amazingly. And then J.D. Vance was there taking the questions just like Charlie Kirk used to, answering their questions in a calm and fair manner. And it's very incredible to watch. And it's just like what I like to do here, where I just dialogue. If I had another person that had an opposing opinion, I would have them on here and we would talk back and forth and try to convince the listeners of our side. That is the way you bring people to your side, talking to them and making a better case. Not shooting people, not being crazy, not yelling and attacking. That will never bring people to your side. Have you ever seen a cult where the cultist comes out and acts crazy to get the people to join him? He acts real cool at first. Loving, accepting, brings them in, okay? And then brainwashes them after they've come into him and he's gotten into them, and now he will manipulate them. Not saying that like it's a good thing. I'm just saying I don't know what I'm saying that what you did to stop Turning Point just had the opposite effect and made it bigger than ever now. And you can't stop this thing now. It's like a wildfire that is uncontainable, what this person has done. Turning Point USA is like the Tea Party on steroids to the moon. It's crazy how powerful this Turning Point is. It was like when the terrorists attacked us on 9/11. It woke us up to people not liking us and got us ready to go. And that's what has happened in this situation. And I for one, think it's great because I believe in talking and persuading people to my side. I don't believe in making people feel bad to come to my side. I don't believe in attacking people to get them to come to my side. I don't believe in shaming people to my side. I think our side is the better policies, and I want to convince you that they are with logic, like Spock would from Star Trek. I don't want to put feelings into it. I want to use logic. Because when people put feelings into it, they don't think logically. They think emotionally, which is foolish many times. Because emotions will make you do things stupid because you're upset. I'll give an example. Somebody's upset with their spouse, goes and gets 260 some crickets and puts them in their house to upset their significant other. Can you imagine hearing crickets all the time inside your house? Oh man. Person had to get an exterminator to get rid of them. And the exterminator's like, you did this to yourself? So when emotions run high, people will not think logically, and they will do things that they regret later. That's why my whole policy is on logic. That's why it's all about Spock. Live long and prosper. I can't do the thing with my hand because these two don't go together. I can hold them together like that. I can't really do it. Live long and prosper. Now, what does it mean to live long? Have a long life. What does prosper mean? To expand and get better, to grow, to learn, and from that knowledge become a better person, right? If you allow your emotions to control your logic, then you will make mistakes and you will have regret later. If you instead focus with logic, you will do the right thing. Leads us into our last topic with the A.C.A. or Obamacare. They've got everybody worried that this is going to spike premiums. It's not. It will just bring premiums back to where they were before we were artificially subsidizing them with extra money for COVID. Okay? So it's not a spike. It's a return to normalcy after this extra money was pumped in, and which caused inflation, just so you know. All right? So now we're pulling that back. If we just keep dumping money in like they want, inflation is going to go up, okay? We've kept it now about 3%. It actually went down. It was at 3.2. We got it down to 3, okay? Because they spent so much money, it has really jacked up the inflation. And we can't continue to keep spending that kind of money, understand? The A.C.A. now has to go back to the way it was, okay? These were never meant to be permanent, okay? I'm using logic with you people now. These things were never meant to be forever, permanent. It was just extra money, and they shouldn't even have done it because it has caused inflation with all the stuff now, okay? We're not going to continue to do that. Do you guys want more inflation? No, okay? So we've learned our lesson. We're not doing that. This is logic. So call your Democratic people. Tell them to get in and reopen the government with the clean CR. Because they're the only ones that are going to get blamed for this. All right? They're on this train by themselves. We have had this bill up there for 12 votes. All right? And you guys have said no 12 times. We'll just keep putting it up until you say yes. Because we're not going to just let you spend money like crazy, okay? And you don't control it. Okay, just because this is your leverage, this is what they've all said, this is our leverage. You don't get to control everything when you're out of power, you know? I wish we knew we could have just jacked this crap around forever and blamed and tried to blame you guys, you know? But this is getting out of control, and I really want them to look at the 27th Amendment about paying the government workers, the lawmakers. Maybe that should apply to all the people that have to do with the laws. So maybe that should also cover the federal workers that are doing the aviation. Maybe it should also cover the military. Maybe it should all cover all that, you know. Or maybe the lawmakers have to be paid. We're not. Does it say immediate? I really want to look it up and say where it says we're going to pay them. We're going to wait until they open the government and they're going to get paid. I don't think that amendment was made because it was made back then because they weren't getting paid at all. Okay, it wasn't made so that they could be paid during shutdowns. There were no shutdowns back in the day. This is a relatively new thing that they do now to kind of hold everybody hostage, and everybody's getting a little sick of it right now. So I think they really need to look back at that amendment, okay, and see what it really says, and say, hey, it does say get paid, but How long they can get paid? They can wait like everybody else and get their pay late, and have to figure out how they're going to pay their bills. Most of them are rich as heck, so it's not going to be an issue. But I'm getting tired of this, people. And I know you are too. We're at our 30-minute time, though. Man, I timed it good. Kitty hung out the whole time. She just took a nap here. I stayed nice and calm, too, because I didn't want to get her up. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Oh, she's a good kitty. We love her. We love her. Yeah, she's got some itches there. All right. Great show again, as always. We love you guys hanging out here for the podcast. So I guess we will see you again tomorrow for another great podcast. Another different hat to make you laugh at me. And that's about it, I guess. Thanks again. We love you here at the Catcast. Cha-cha. See you tomorrow. Bye now.